Welcome to another episode of the Superhero Supernatural Flow. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. And we know that new day does not mean a 24-hour cycle, but it is a new day, a new mercy, a new revelation as we have accelerated and have new sight, new sound, new speech, new strength, and new favor as we continually ascend from faith to faith and from glory to glory. You have entered into the fortress of solitude, the Justice League, Paradise Island, the Batcave. Oh my God, the invisible jet, the place that you go to where you find solace, the place that you go to where you find strength, when you find that thing that you plug into, when you've had enough of the noise of the world, when you've had enough of what's going on out there, the draining. Life will drain you, but don't you know that you are a superhero? I ain't from this planet, baby. As you can see, I got the S on my chest, and most of us do. Most of us have that S on our chest, even though we cannot see it. We may use and we may have on different uniforms that we go forward in, but there's an S on our chest because of the way we were built. We were built for success. We were built for love. We were built for grace. We were built for healing. We were built for rejuvenation. We were built for revitalization. We were built for flourishing. We were built to prosper. We were built to be able to stand as a superhero in this earth. I got something to say. A lot of us are superheroes. Oh, we push further than most. That mom that has the children that she had to raise on her own, she pushes forward. That father that even though he's lost a few jobs in the past, he keeps pushing because he has to raise his children and make ends meet and put the food on the table because he know he's coming home to some hungry bellies. Oh, we have the S on our chest. Those people that endeavor to know and to gain knowledge in order to climb up that ladder of success. Oh, you have that S on your chest, but I have something to say. You started out with the S on your chest, but you never knew it. You started out as a superhero, but you did not know it. And even though you've come through these years of growth, you've come through the years of childhood to adolescent and all of that, and having to go through the things you had to go through as a child, some being sometimes like that seed that had to push through dirt, that had to push through manure, that had to push through something that looked like you would have never made it, that looked like you was just going to end up as a statistic. Oh, you have the S on your chest, but I have something to say. Many times we look at things in the earth and we look at these, going to different countries, you look at these great palatial structures, you look at all of these wonderful wonders of the world, and you wonder, how did we ever put that up? It looked like it was just the hand of God. When you look at a person standing next to some of these palatial structures, they look as if they are an ant next to a huge house. How did that little ant build that structure? Oh, you are a superhero. But I have something to say. We never negated the fact that we were superheroes. As a matter of fact, we had to find out. How did we find out? Looking at those who tried to tell us that we were less, looking at those who tried to tell us that we were substandard, looking at those who tried to tell us that something was better than us and we had to gain approval from man. No, you have the S on your chest, but I have something to say. And if you're just tuning in, this is Superhero Meets the Supernatural Flow. Because there's one and there's the other, but one cannot do anything without the other. The supernatural has always been here, and you've come from the supernatural. And you're a superhero in your own right. You're a superhero built from the master's hands. You're a superhero carved out from the rock of Gibraltar. But I have something to say. We never negated that you were a superhero. We never negated that if I can give you a toothpick, you can build a mall. I never negated that if I put you in the hardest puzzle possible, at some point, you're going to find your way out. I never negated that if you join with those of like-mindedness, you will build the highest towers. You will build the most palatial structures. Just give you some time and you'll figure it out. You are a superhero, but I have something to say. Welcome to Superhero Meets the Supernatural Flow. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, and in that you should have known full well, but you had too many negative voices in your ears. We tried to tell you that you was carefully knitted in your mother's womb. We tried to tell you that the hairs of your head was counted by something greater than you, something greater than us. We know that you are a superhero. But you were never meant to do it alone. Hence, the podcast, The Superhero Meets the Supernatural Flow. My name is K-Star, and I am here on divine appointment. Just like you, I've had to find out about the S on my chest. Just like you, I was told that I was less and I needed to be seen and not heard. Just like you, my dreams and my passions and my visions and my aspirations tried, to be stamped out and crushed from an early age. Just like you, they tried to have me as crippled and disabled from an early age. They tried to have me to a point where, yes, I did not have a father coming up, so I didn't have that person to tell me how beautiful I was. I didn't have that person to tell me that I was his princess and to bring me into adulthood. I didn't have that person to tell me that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And I had to set out on this journey to find out that I had an S on my chest all along. But now he also takes me on to more discovery, and he takes me on to more journeys and begins to show me that there is a partnership that I was made for. I was never made to be an island. I was never made to be alone. I was never made to be rogue, alone and trying to do this thing on my own. But God said there is a partnership in the earth. And hence the podcast, Superhero Meets Supernatural. And he looks for those who will see and understand and endeavor to push past the norm, push past the boxes, push past the negativity, push past all of the matrix and the systems and all of these conformities that were trying to snuff out the passions even from the womb. And he says, you're destined for greatness, and I'm calling you like a moth to a flame. I'm calling you. And as you see that light glimmering out into the darkness, you understand, you push past what it looks like, you push past what it feels like, because there's something in you that says, I'm going to see this thing on to the end. I can't deny this burning inside my belly. I can't deny this burning on the inside of my soul. And every time I look at someone else, I said, man, I see that, but I feel like I can do it better. I feel like there's something more I can add. There's something more. But I'm telling you, superhero, you will never see it until you take one foot and you put it on the other side. You take one foot and you put it in front of the other. You take one foot and you step out in that thing. Even though sometimes stepping out as though a blind man, even though stepping out, although I'm a bit blind to this thing, but I understand as I step out, my eyesight is gonna get clearer. As I step out, my eyesights are gonna begin to open, and I'm gonna begin to see a glimmer of hope out in the distance. But we celebrate you, and we encourage you, and we remind you of who you are, fearfully and wonderfully made. And in that you will know full well when you meet the supernatural, superhero, supernatural flow. This is K-Star. Look out for more podcasts where we begin to take a hand that is not a normal hand. We begin to grab on to something higher than ourselves, bigger than ourselves, as we hear the voice that says, you're a superhero, but watch and see what blooms from you as you grab on to the supernatural. Remember, it's when we are willing to step out, possibly fall, possibly fail, but still getting up, still dusting off, still letting go, and still moving on, that we truly find our rites of passage through these doors of success. This has been another recording right here at the Fortress of Solitude, where the superhero meets the supernatural. Again, this is K-Star from The Flow. Check back weekly for another episode of the Superhero Supernatural Flow. Have a blessed and prosperous week.